Hello and welcome to the video review of the week ending November 24th, 2017. And this is a review of the action in the 220 EMA Upside Breakout trading system, which I've been reviewing for the last probably 7 weeks. So look back in the playlist on YouTube for the other videos in this series. And as always, quick reminder, I'm not an investment advisor, I'm not recommending any of these stocks. Backtesting has limitations, and all trading involves risk. You need to do your own due diligence. If you missed the webinar on the 220 EMA Upside Breakout Trading System, you can go to this link, edracer.com/details.aspx?CTX equals 220 EMA webinar. And you can see a review of the complete webinar for free. It's available immediately. You just go there and enter your email and you'll get to see the webinar right away. It contains all of the rules and details about this trading system. What I'm going to do today though is go through the action for the past trading week, which included the Thursday Thanksgiving Day, which was a non-trading day. So there were really only 4 trading days last week. So let's go ahead and get on with that. So I've run the report on my list of CBOE weekly stocks. And at the very top of the list now, this ending on Friday, we have overstock. Remember last week or 2 weeks ago when I filed the last report, I didn't file one the week that I was at the Pacific Northwest Trading Workshop, although I did cover it within the workshop. So if you actually want to see that video, you can always go and purchase the workshop recordings. They're only $250 for the whole weekend, and you'll get to see how George Lee trades and his new updated training. He's a very successful trader. But so 2 weeks ago, overstock was down at this level, now below 100% gain. Now, since the entry on 9/29/2017, overstock is now over 100% gain from that entry. Nectar Therapeutics also in the last couple of weeks has been doing extremely well. So now at 81% gain. Now these came up on the list. It's not like I'm just pulling these out and saying that they are, this is what you should have been trading. When the signal occurred, these occurred in the system and they have been being monitored ever since the original signal occurred. So these are definitely things that you could have traded, and you could have taken positions with good risk-reward ratios and would have been very profitable in these positions. Square is another one doing really well, 70% gain. Cree, 45% gain. So that's the beauty of this trading system, is it's actually very hard for a stock to make a decent move without it firing an entry into this trading system. And the exits are also very clear as well. The exits are where a stock touches the 20 EMA. So we'll go down through, take a look at some of these stocks that are doing quite well. These are currently open trades. So it's possible that by the time the trade exits, they are not going to exit at quite as high a gain as they are. But for instance, overstock, 63 or 64-ish level, the exit, if for instance on Monday there was a sell-off, it could touch the 20 EMA and trigger an exit, which is down at the 50 level. So that's quite a big difference between 50 and 63. So it wouldn't exit for this whole 112% gain in that case, but it would still be a decent gain from the entry down at 29. Now, of course, it could continue to go higher, and that's what this system gives you the opportunity to stay in trends because the exits don't fire that quickly. The exits are quite a distance away from current price, which gives you a longer term play without being stopped in and out of the trade all the time. But of course, you have to bear in mind that from where the current price is, there could be quite a large percentage loss before it hits the exit. So I'm not going to look at all of these that are currently in winning positions that are currently open, but as you can see, there are quite a lot. We go down to number 145. So 145 out of about 440 are currently in a trade and in winning positions. Now there are some that are in a trade, and let's just reverse sort. And so here we find the trades that are still in a trade that are in losing positions. So the entry for this one end P did occur on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and currently it is in a negative position, minus 2.7%, but it hasn't hit the exit yet. The other thing to do is that this system does not pay any attention to the slope of moving averages or anything like that. So it's a bare bones trading system, and you can apply your own finesse around that. So for instance, I know that some people don't like to trade stocks that are trading with downward sloping moving averages, so you can definitely take that into account in a situation like this. But this system itself, when I'm doing the report, I'm not paying any attention to all of the other bits and pieces, but it has proved over the last 7 weeks that I've been reporting on it, it has proved to be a profitable trading system. And also when I did backtesting on it over years, it also was a profitable system. So these are the stocks that are currently in open positions that are at a loss. So not many of them, but then again, the exit does trigger at the 20 EMA. So the idea is it doesn't keep you in losing positions, it tries to keep you in winning positions. So what we need to do is look at prior trades and find out the trades that exited this week. So the way I do that is I go over to the prior trade column, I filter my exit date, and I'll just say, show me all trades that exited on the 24th, and then that was a Friday. Remember Thursday was Thanksgiving, so there was no trading. So the 22nd, which was the Wednesday, 21st, which was the Tuesday, and the 20th, which was the Monday. So we're just going to look at trades that exited this week, sorted by percent gain. So let's sort by percent gain. So Intel exited on, we can see that exited on the Wednesday because it hit the 20 EMA and exited for a 22% gain. The other winning stock here was Southwestern Energy, which was in a trade for a couple of weeks and exited for 1.32% gain. Nothing much to write home about there. And the rest of the trades that exited last week were all losing trades to some small or big degree. The biggest losing trade was EMES. Let's take a look at why this exited for such a large loss, the 10% loss. And we can see that the entry bar, which was on a Friday, was triggered because we had that 2 bars above the 20 EMA, and then on that Friday it went more than 10 cents above the high of those 2 bars to trigger an entry, but then closed lower, and then it just continued to sell off until it hit the 20 EMA, and that's even in a rising moving average. So this was a trade that if you had taken this trade, you would be down 10%, and that's just the way the system works. It tries to get you out of trades that are not moving in the right direction. So of course there's potential for it to come back and continue a run up here, but the system does not take that into account. So overall we have this one nice trade here, and then some kind of smaller insignificant trades depending on how much obviously your risk reward is set to when you make the trade. And then you have a 3.6% loss, a 4% loss, and a 10% loss, which are, you know, could be significant. And overall, if you add these up, you end up with a slightly losing week. And now this is actually the first week. And you see, it's the let's just do a subtotal here. Equals subtotal. Okay, 9 is the sum, so we're going to sum these cells up, and we will sum that. Okay, so you have a negative 0.05, and actually, so that is a slightly losing week. Not too significant, not a big number, but when you add all these up, you've got a slightly losing week on all of the trades that closed last week. Now, this is the first time in the 7 weeks that I've been monitoring it that has actually happened. So just something to monitor on an ongoing basis. That's where the system stands this week. So some of the stocks in there are, you might say they're overbought at this point in time, but the system doesn't pay any attention to that type of characteristic or classification, overbought and oversold. It just follows strict rules to try and keep you in trades that are making these kind of moves. And it definitely will point out any stock that starts to make a move like this it's impossible for you to look at this report and miss stocks that are going to make big moves. So if your goal is to be in trades for longer periods of time and not be day trading, this could be a good system to watch and finesse your entries. Maybe you don't enter all of the stocks in here. That would be impossible. There's quite a lot of entries, but you can pick and choose, but at least you're picking among stocks that have proven to be working well within this trading system. So that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Join me again next weekend when I'll do another quick review of the action in the 220 EMA Upside Breakout trading system. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.